At the other end, number 85, Pete Ryan. At defensive tackle, number 64.
Hello everyone, this is Calvin Chastain. We're at Bailey Avenue Park in beautiful downtown Plattsburgh on this Friday the 25th of October 1991 for a big showdown of unbeaten clubs in the CVAC. The home team, Seton Catholic Knights, and the visitors from Saranac Lake, the Redskins.
And number 50, Carl Sorensen.
To take us through the game tonight, we have Rob Knowles, and looks like his sidekick tonight will be Elvis McClary.
Number 13, DJ Austin.
I'm going to hand the microphone over to Rob, and it looks like he might be doing a solo shot after all tonight. Rob, I was talking with Gary Ryan, who's the athletic director at Seton, and some of the reports I heard said that Saranac Lake is going to win this game, and last year Seton was unbeaten, and they went into a lot of games as underdogs, and he told me just like he did last year, well, we'll show up anyway and see what happens. What do you think is going to happen?
Well, I think Gary Ryan probably used that to his advantage to psych his troops up. If there's one thing we can always know about Seton Catholic is that they're an awful well-coached ball team, and whenever a Larry Carpenter team goes into a big football game, they're always well prepared. And Calvin, tonight we're looking forward to a really exciting ball game. Should be the football game of the year here in the CVAC. We look at the keys coming into tonight's game, and I think for Seton Catholic, they really have to stop Saranac Lake's running game and DJ Austin. Austin on the year has 872 yards on 76 attempts. That's an 11.5 average, and he has 13 touchdowns on the season. He leads the league in yards gained, and he's actually had half the number of attempts of the second place runner in the league. Leads the league in touchdowns scored. So I think the key for Seton is to stop the running game. Also for Seton, I think they have to develop a balanced attack on offense. If there's one weakness of the Saranac Lake defense, it's been their pass defense. They're ranked last in the league against the pass. And if Seton can come out and develop a balanced attack, run the football, and as well throw the football through the air, I think they're going to meet with success. Right now we're going to take time out as we have the national anthem. Seton Catholic will receive the opening kickoff. Saranac Lake comes into the season 6-0, as do the Knights of Seton Catholic. Charbonneau and Swise will return the kick for Seton Catholic. Kicking off is Scott Nicholas for Saranac Lake. Good kick, end over end, goes to Swise. Swise feels the ball at his 3-yard line, comes up the left side, and he is brought down at the 25. I'm sure Calvin will get a look at the fine crowd on the far sideline. Saranac Lake has really turned out en masse to support their high school football team here in Plattsburgh tonight.
Yeah, Robin, we're in the middle of the World Series here, and they're kind of stealing the act from the Atlanta Brave fans.
Well, fortunately, tonight timed it perfectly. World Series taking a break as they travel back from Atlanta to Minnesota. Seton comes up to the line. Charbonneau is in the backfield. Quarterback is Alex Carter. Carter has had a really good season for the Knights thus far. fine surprise, I'm sure, for Larry Carpenter. Handoff, they try the right side. Chris Wise, he picks up about 4 yards on the play. It'll bring up a 2nd and 6.
Dwyer on the stop.
Keys for the game for Saranac Lake. I think Saranac Lake has to establish their running game. Their passing attack is not really well developed, and they've been averaging 284 yards on the ground. Also, I think they need to stop the quarterback for Seton, and that's Alex Carter, especially through the air. Their pass defense, as we mentioned, not ranked very highly in the CVAC. There's movement on the Seton offensive line. That'll move them back 5 yards, and it'll bring up a 2nd, and we'll say 11 yards.
We have a procedure penalty against the Knights.
Seton has the ball at their own 24-yard line. 2nd and 12, as we mentioned. Charbonneau in the backfield along with Swise. Inside handoff to Swise up the middle, and again he picks up about 6 yards straight up the middle. Nothing different from Seton Catholic. They've had real good success, as had Saranac Lake running the football this season. Extremely nice conditions for this football game. Game time temperature about 65 degrees. Seton Catholic comes up to the line. Wide right for the Knights is Snow. Wide left, I believe, is LaValle. The handoff this time is to Charbonneau. He is stopped at the line of scrimmage. A host of Redskin tacklers in on the play. Looks like Austin was one of the tacklers in. Austin, of course, playing both sides of the football. The key running back performer in the Saranac Lake offense also plays in the secondary. So the Knights will have to punt, facing a 4th and 5. Austin is back deep for Saranac Lake, along with 20, John Burns. Alex Carter does the punting for Seton Catholic. Flag on the play. And it's going to be encroachment on Saranac Lake. And this might give the Knights a first down. We'll check where they move the football. It's going to be close. They might have to measure. We'll see. It's a first down. So that's something I'm sure Johnny Raymond, as we look at the Saranac Lake sidelines, the coaching staff on the far sidelines, not very happy, as the Redskins had stopped Seton on their first possession, and then the penalty gives the Knights a first down and keeps their drive going. They now have the ball at their own 35. Clock moving with 9:25 to go in the first quarter. Seton comes up to the line. Charbonneau, Swise in the backfield. The give over to the left side. Good gain by Swise, picking up 11 yards.
12-yard carry for Chris Wise. Brings the ball out to the Knights.
Seton Catholic coming out, establishing their running game, really capitalizing as they look to capitalize here on that costly mistake by the punt defense of the Redskins. 9 minutes, first quarter, no score. Hope you enjoy this football game. Should be a real good game tonight. Carter checks over the defense, sets him down. Swise and Charbonneau going to hear that all night. Charbonneau met in the backfield. In on the stop for Saranac Lake is Peter Ryan. Nice play by Ryan to meet Charbonneau in the backfield, and that really is a key to stopping Charbonneau. Once he gets his momentum going, he is tough to bring down. You have to get him early in the backfield, and that is exactly what Ryan did on that play. Charbonneau loses a yard, brings up 2nd and 11. The ball is at the 46-yard line of the Knights. Tight formation for Seton Catholic. Pitch to Charbonneau. Charbonneau's going to try the right side. He breaks one tackle and then is brought down by Brian Munn, who trips him up on the outside. Nonetheless, Charbonneau picks up about 4 yards on the play. It's going to bring up a 3rd and a long 7. The ball is at midfield.
From midfield.
And again, another important possession play for Seton Catholic. I think one thing both teams are going to have to avoid in this ball game, and in the end it could turn out deciding who wins this game, is turnovers. Always important in big football games, the turnovers both teams have. Carter runs the draw play to Charbonneau up the middle. Charbonneau breaks one tackle, hits the 42-yard line, and it's going to be close for a first down.
Tackle by number 62, Sorensen.
Referee Roy Garrett, very experienced official here in the CVAC, stops the clock, and they're going to bring the chains out. So with 7:17 to go in the first quarter, no score. You're watching the high school football game of the week on Hometown Cable. We don't need the measurement. The scoring sequence, I write down.
Inches short.
Saranac Lake has stopped the Knights. It'll bring up a 4th and less than a yard. It's about, a foot. Interesting decision now for Larry Carpenter.
Ball is on the Saranac Lake 43-yard line.
What will the Knights do here, 4th down? Seton comes up to the line. They're going to go for it. Schweiss and Charbonneau in the backfield. Quarterback keeper, and it looks like Carter's momentum is going to get him the first down.
First down.
And referee Roy Garrett signals first down for Seton. They now have the football at the Redskin 41-yard line.
Number 63, Paul Ward on the stop.
Ward in on the stop for the Redskins.
41-yard line.
And nothing new from Seton Catholic. We're seeing them really control the clock by running the football. Time of possession always in Seton Catholic's favor when you're playing the Knights. Inside handoffs to Schweiss, and he is brought down in the backfield. He's going to lose yardage. In on the tackle for Saranac Lake, number 32. And Brian Munn, Nicholas, is 32.
Tom Ward. Loss of 1.
Seton comes up to the line. Carter sets him down. He wants to go to the air. The pass is to the far side. It looks like it's to LaValle. Now that's Gibo on the reception. Gibo and LaValle bring in the plays for Seton Catholic. Pickup of 7 or 8 yards on the play. It's going to bring up 3rd and a long 3 for the Knights. And again, an important possession territory for the Knights. This might be an area where you run 2 plays here. Let's get a shot at the Seton Catholic crowd. Really good turnout for tonight's ball game. The handoff is to Schweiss up the middle. And again, it's going to be close as he hits the 30-yard line. And I think he's going to have the first down. Referee Roy Garrett indeed signals first down for Seton Catholic.
First down for the Knights.
So the Knights keeping their drive going here. They have the ball at 30 with the clock moving. 5 minutes, 20 seconds to go in the first quarter. Saranac Lake yet to touch the football. Remember, they had a big costly mistake by going offside when Seton Catholic was set to punt deep in their own end. This is quarterback keeper up the middle, Carter, and it looks like he's going to get 4 yards on the play.
25-yard line.
This is an area where we've seen Seton Catholic struggle at Bailey Avenue. Last time we saw them against Peru, they really had a tough time inside the 30-yard line.
A gain of 5.
A big problem for the Knights has been penalties inside this 30-yard line zone, and I'm sure that's something they will definitely have to avoid tonight. We've talked in previous games where the mistakes that they've made, the penalties that they've made, nonetheless they've been able to overcome against teams like Peru and Plattsburgh High School earlier on in the season. But against Saranac Lake tonight, they will not be able to overcome those if they make those mistakes. Give us to Charbonneau off the right side. He breaks one tackle.
Charbonneau with the ball.
And he struggles forward for about 4 yards. Charbonneau broke the tackle of John Burns in the backfield, and then he was brought down by Dwyer, Mike Dwyer.
Oh, first down.
And Roy Garrett signals another first down for the Knights. Excellent drive. I'm sure this is exactly what Larry Carpenter wanted to do when he drew up his game plan for tonight's game. They have the ball at the 20-yard line of Saranac Lake.
19-yard line, first and 10 for the Knights.
Seton comes up to the line. Wide right is Joe Liberty. The quarterback keeper, rather, Carter up the middle.
Stop by Sweeney.
Short gain on the play. It's going to bring up a second and 8 for the Knights. Gary Snow brings in the play for the Knights.
Ball is on the Saranac Lake 18-yard line.
Charbonneau and Swise in the backfield. Tight formation for the Knights. Carter sets him down. And the give is to Swise over the left side. Breaks one tackle. He's in. We'll have to check the spot. He broke one tackle, and they're going to mark him just short of the goal line. Swise broke a tackle. Excellent blocking from the Seton offensive line, blowing the defensive line of the Redskins off the line of scrimmage. Swise picked the hole, and I thought he was going to get in, but he was just tripped up about the 5, dove forward to the 1. So it's first and goal for Seton Catholic as they look to score first in this ball game. 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Seton Catholic has controlled the football. Again, the Redskins yet to touch the ball. Carter brings them up. Swise, Charbonneau in the backfield, gives to Swise over the right side. Touchdown, Seton Catholic. The Knights first to get on the scoreboard. And Calvin, you talked earlier about the sidelines of Saranac Lake, and right now they're pretty quiet.
They're not shaking their tomahawks at the moment, are they, Rob?
Not right now, but they have yet to touch the football, and this football game is far from over, no doubt. The Knights will go for one. They fake it. Carter tries to pitch back, and they will not be successful, as attempting the extra point was Mercer. Didn't get the snap down, and then things just fell apart from there. But nonetheless, Seton Catholic gets on the scoreboard first, and they lead in this football game. Seton 6, the Redskins of Saranac Lake nothing. You're watching the high school football game of the week. Catholic kicking off. It's a short kick, going to be fielded by an up man. The kick is fielded by Nicholas, and he brings the ball back to the 37-yard line, so Saranac Lake will have good field position.
Take over on their 37-yard line.
And the man to watch in the Saranac Lake offensive scheme is Austin, number 13, who came over from Ticonderoga, moved to the Saranac Lake area. And suffice to say, Saranac Lake would have had a fine running game without Austin, but when you add him in, their running game is outstanding, and that will be what Seton Catholic has to stop tonight. Austin is in the backfield, along with Chris Rizzo. In motion is Nicholas. And the give is to Austin over the right side. Real quick foot movement, but the Knights string it out, and he does not pick up anything on the play. Austin, real good foot speed, but the Knights did a nice job of stringing that one out. And he was brought down by number 44, Brent Stephen from Seton Catholic, rather. Officials timeout on the field, so let's take this break. Saranac Lake comes up to the line. They have a 2nd and 10. Wide left for the Redskins is Chris Katea. The handoff is to Austin. Breaks one tackle, brings it to the left side, and he picks up 8 yards. Nice gain by DJ Austin. So it's going to bring up a 3rd and 2 for Saranac Lake. They have the ball at their own 46. An important 3rd down possession attempt. Katea is wide right for Saranac Lake is John Burns. flag on the play, and we might have encroachment on the Knights.
Penalty on the play.
Quarterback for Saranac Lake is David Dudones. Dudones is a junior. At the start of the season, Jason Wamsgans
5-yard penalty against
was the
Seton.
incumbent coming in. He is a senior, but he was injured early on in the season, and the quarterback duties were given to Dudones, and he has held on to them. They've gone with the guy who has got them the 6 wins, and that is Dudones. So the penalty against the Knights gives Saranac Lake a first down. They now have the ball at Seton's 49-yard line. The inside handoff up the middle, good for a long 3. Call a 4-yard pickup. That time the fullback, Chris Rizzo, is the ball carrier for the Redskins.
Second and 7.
So now the Redskins trying to answer as the Knights move down the field. So now are the Redskins on the move with 33 seconds to go in the first quarter. Clock moving. Dudones sets him down. The give is to Austin. Austin breaks 1 tackle. Hard yardage, tough yardage up the middle. And he picks up 4 yards. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 2. Call it 3. And that will probably be the last play of the first quarter with the clock moving 10 seconds, and indeed it will be. So we played 1 quarter here at Bailey Avenue Park with the scores. Seton Catholic. I'm going to struggle over those 2 names all night. Seton Catholic 6, Saranac Lake nothing. You're watching the high school football game of the week on Hometown Cable. Saranac Lake, 3rd and 4. The give is to Rizzo. He is met and brought down at the 39-yard line. It will be close to first down yardage. Let's see what the referee, Roy Guerin, he signals first down.
First down for the Redskins. Falls on the
So the Redskins try to answer.
39-yard line.
They are now moving the football. Both teams have been running the football with success early on. Bringing in the play for the Redskins is John Burns. Nicholas goes out. Dudones comes up to the line, checks the defense. Wide left for Saranac Lake is Katea. The handoff is to Rizzo up the inside. Tough yardage. Steps out of tackles, and he is ahead for about a 15-yard pickup. Tough running inside by Rizzo. Stepping out of tackles. LaValle brings him down in the Seton secondary. But it's a first down for Saranac Lake, and they are on the move.
25-yard line.
I don't know if you noticed, but it looked like the quarterback Dudones almost dropped that one, and that may have thrown the Seton defense off just a hair.
I didn't notice that, Calvin. Nonetheless, the play met with success, and they now have the ball at the 25-yard line of the Knights. Wide right is Burns. The handoff is to Austin, and he is met at the line of scrimmage and brought down by Jeremy Carter. Carter, the real anchor of that Seton offensive line and Seton defensive line. He's the leader of the line on both sides of the play for the Knights.
Ball on the
So they lose a yard. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 11 for the Redskins. Remember, Saranac Lake not known for their passing attack. Known as ball control running football team. Knights a little bit more balanced attack through the air and on the ground. In motion is Nicholas. The pitch back to the left side is to Austin. Austin has a hole. He turns the corner, and he has enough for a first down. 11-yard pickup for Austin. Real quick runner as he turned it around the outside of the corner. And he now has a first down. Carter in on the stop. And Saranac Lake now has the ball at the 12-yard line of the Knights.
14-yard line. First and 10.
The 14-yard line, excuse me. Saranac Lake comes up to the line. Dudones sets him down. The give is inside to Rizzo. Rizzo up the middle, tough yardage. And it looks like he's going to pick up about 7 yards on the play.
Rizzo with the carry. And he picks up 6 yards. 2nd and 4.
Saranac Lake on the move, looking to counter the Seton Catholic scoring drive. Wide right now for the Redskins is Chris Katea. He's their leading receiver on the season. The inside handoff is again to Rizzo.
Rizzo again with the ball.
Working hard for tough yardage, straight up the middle against the Seton defensive line.
Stopped there by Steve Charbonneau and Brent Stevens.
And Roy Garrett stops the clock. Looks like it's close enough for a measurement. So they're going to bring out the chains with 9:30 to go, 9:32 to go in the first half. Let's
ball is inside the night,
see about this measurement. First down for the Redskins. It's going to be 1st and goal. They have the ball at the night 5-yard line. Both teams have moved the football here in the first half. Dunotez comes up to the line, yells out the call. The give is again inside to Rizzo. He dives over the line. Looks like he's got about 2 yards on the play. Or pick up a half a yard. Again, we're on the Seton Catholic sidelines, and we're to the left of the 50-yard line, so
on the 3-yard line.
Straining my eyes to see down there. I'm sure Calvin has it perfect, though, on the camera. So it is now 2nd and goal from the 2. Handoff to Nicholas. He goes over the pile for a touchdown. The Redskins not to score at 6. And with 8:38 to go in the first half, it is now 6-6. And I'll tell you, we're going to have a whale of a football game tonight. There's no doubt about it. And the defense that steps up will probably win this game if the first series of possessions are any indication. In to attempt the extra point is Brian Munn for the Redskins. This would put the Redskins ahead. Sean Steinbruck will spot the football. Good snap. Ball is down. Kick is up, and it is good. So that puts the Redskins in the lead with the score. Saranac Lake 7, Seton Catholic 6. You're watching the high school football game of the week on Hometown Cable.
It's kind of early to make any long-range feel of the game here, Rob. It looks to me like Seton should better score this possession right here, because it might be a long haul if Saranac Lake comes out in that second half with a tie score and has the ball first.
Well, I think both teams have really showed, Calvin, that they can move the football. So any indication here in the first half we might have a high-scoring game. Football is mishandled by the Knights. A little confusion between Swise and Charbonneau. Charbonneau ends up picking the ball up, and he struggles to get back to about the 15, call it the 14-yard line. So that'll cost the Knights some yardage. But any indication, Calvin, of the first half, it might be the first to 500 here, as both teams have moved the football. And like I mentioned, I think the defense that is going to make a big key stop is really, I think, the team that will come out and put pressure on the other in this football game. And if the Redskins can have a good defensive stand here, they're going to get the ball back in good field position. So let's see if the Redskins can come out and stop the Knights this time. Carter sets him down. The handoff is inside to Swise. He is met at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards. In on the stop for the Redskins, several tacklers. Check to see if we can pick up
stop along with Sorensen for the Redskins.
any numbers. Dwyer was in there.
Pick up of 2, 2nd down and 8.
Officials timeout on the field, and the Redskins are going to call timeout here.
We have a timeout for the Redskins.
Johnny Raymond comes out to talk to his troops with the score Saranac Lake 7, Seton Catholic 6. Let's take timeout. Seton with the football. Pitch back to Charbonneau, going to try the right side. And he tries to turn the corner, but he cannot do it. Good pursuit by the Saranac Lake defense.
By John Burns.
Burns, number 20, in on the tackle for Saranac Lake. Excellent play by Burns. Comes in to make the stop. And again, I think that's the key to stopping Charbonneau. Get him in the backfield before he gets his momentum going, and that is exactly what Burns did.
Ball on there, 15.
He did not allow him to turn the ball up the field. So it brings up a 3rd and 10, and this is just what we mentioned. If the Redskins can make a big stop here, they're going to get good field position. Wide left for the Knights is Gibo. The give is over the right side. Swice carries the football, and it looks like he might have enough for a first down. We'll have to check the spot.
Swice stopped by DJ Austin. Gives him enough.
And Roy Guerin signals the first down. So a real big play for Seton Catholic as they convert on a 3rd and long.
Ball rests now on the Seton 25, 1st and 10.
Seton comes up to the line, tight formation. In the backfield is Charbonneau along with Swise. You will hear those names all night. Carter wants to pass, and wide open is Gibo, and it is just over his fingertips. Play action for the Knights right there. Gibo going straight down the field. Saranac Lake missed on their coverage, and that just missed. Led him by about a yard, and I think that might be a play where Seton Catholic might want to go back to later in the ball game because that was wide open, no doubt about it. And if that is a completion, I think Gibo gets 6 points for the Knights.
You think? There was nobody within 50 feet of him.
Well, you never know with Austin on the field. He could run 100 yards and catch somebody with his foot speed, and he is in the secondary for the Redskins. Matter of fact, I think he was the man covering on that play. He had blown the coverage. Flag on the play, and it will be against the Knights as applause comes from the Redskins sideline.
Redskins were offside.
Excuse me. It is against the Redskins. And now the fans on the Redskins sidelines are not happy. So that's what the announcer gets when he goes by crowd reaction as to who the penalty is on. Always wait for the referee. Seton comes up to the line of scrimmage. Gibo is wide left. They're going to have a 2nd and 5. The handoff is to Charbonneau, straight up the middle. Breaks one tackle, and now he's on the right side. He is brought down at midfield by Brian Munn. Nice run by Charbonneau. It looked like he was going to be brought down at the line of scrimmage, but he broke it outside and picked up good yardage. And again, Seton Catholic has come out and they're moving the football.
Brings that ball out to the Knight, 46
Looked like they were going to be stopped, and then they had a big 3rd down conversion by Swise. And again, they've come out and they've shown that they're going to run the football tonight. Carter sets him down, checks over the defense. Swise and Charbonneau in the backfield. Inside handoff is to Swise. Swise over the right side. He picks up 3 yards on the play. It's going to bring up a 2nd and call it 6, so give him 4 yards on the pickup. They now have the ball at midfield.
Ball resting on midfield.
Snow brings in the play for the Knights. Joe Liberty comes out. .550 clock moving. First half. 7-6 Saranac Lake leads in this football game. Knights are on the move. Flag on the play. Delay of game against Seton Catholic. That'll put them back 5. Snow went in motion on that play, but referee Roy Guerin threw the flag as the delay of game called was whistled. So it's going to bring up a 2nd and 11.
Second down and 11.
Again, I think it's a big series for the defense of Saranac Lake. They now have the Knights in a long yardage situation, and they have a good opportunity to stop the Knights here. Seton comes up to the line. Jibo is wide left. Carter sets him down. He wants to pass, looking to the right side. Now they're going to run the screen play to Charbonneau. He picks up the football. Austin makes the tackle at the 45-yard line. Charbonneau juggled the football out of the backfield. He got control of it, broke a tackle, and he brings the ball to the 45-yard line. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 1 for the Knights. So nice play to Charbonneau to hang on to that ball. Well set up screen pass by the Knights. And it's going to bring up another important 3rd down conversion opportunity.
Knights have the ball on the Redskins 45-yard line. 3rd down and
LaValle comes out, bringing in the play for the Knights, Joe Liberty. Officials timeout as we have an equipment repair on the far side. It's John Burns, who's having his helmet doctored by the official. And we're all set again. Here come the Knights. Important 3rd down play. Quarterback keeper Carter up the middle, and he has the 1st down. Carter gets down to about the 42-yard line, and it's going to be enough for a 1st down.
Carter picks up the 1st down.
So on the 3rd down conversions tonight, the Knights have really been successful thus far.
Knights are on the Redskins 43-yard line, 1st and 10.
And a real impressive crowd. Haven't seen this many people here in Bailey Avenue since the Moscow football team was here to play the North Stars over the summer. Real good crowd here tonight. Excellent football conditions. They give us to Charbonneau. Breaks one tackle, and then he is brought down in the backfield. Bringing him down is Carl Sorensen. Nice play to trip him up in the backfield. Charbonneau wanted to go up the middle of the line, but he could not find a hole. Tried to break it to the outside, and good pursuit by Sorensen to trip him up from behind.
Second down and
the Knights lose 6, and it brings up a 2nd and 16, and we'll see what Coach Carpenter has called for this play. Again, good chance for the Redskins to stop the Knights here in a long yardage situation. Carter wants to pass. Quick inlet to Jibo. Complete, and he is brought down at the 40-yard line. Quick in pattern to Mickey Jibo. Good for 7 yards, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and 7.
40-yard line. 3rd down for the Knights. 7 yards for a 1st.
We'll see if they go back to the air. Liberty comes out. Snow brings in the play for Seton Catholic. And I think the secondary for the Redskins will be tested right here. Wamskins, Munn, Dodones, Austin. The give is to Swise over the right side. Breaks one tackle, and he'll be close to 1st down yards. I think he'll have it. Dodones does not play in the secondary for Saranac Lake. It's John Burns on the far side. They were running the football his way on that play.
And we're going to have a measurement.
Roy Guerin checking the spot out. And they're going to bring out the sticks with 3:28 to go. Saranac Lake leading 7-6. It's been a real fast first half, and you really expect that when you have 2 teams that run the football like the Redskins and Knights do. Going to bring up 4th and inches, and I'm sure Larry Carpenter will go for it here.
The ball is on the Redskins' 32-yard line. It's 4th and inches.
Indeed they will. As Liberty brings in the play, Snow comes out. And Carpenter is going to call a timeout and talk this one over. In short down situations, we've seen Carter run the quarterback keeper an awful lot. Coach Larry Carpenter wants to talk this one over. You're watching the high school football game of the week with the Redskins leading 7-6. Big play here. 4th and a foot. Quarterback keeper Carter struggles forward, and I think he's going to have it. Seton runs that play a lot on short yardage. They have the faith in that offensive line. They feel that they can move Saranac Lake off the line of scrimmage to give Carter enough room, and indeed they did on that play. 1st and 10 for Seton Catholic, and give credit to the offensive line of the Knights.
1st and 10, ball on the Saranac Lake 32.
Clock moving down with 3:20 to go in the first half, rather. Charbonneau and Swise in the backfield. Swise was injured early in the season. First game of the year against Plattsburgh High School, he went down with an injury, and now he's finally back at 100%. Perfect timing for the Knights. The pitch back is to Charbonneau. Tries to break it outside, can't do it, then tries to run up the middle, and he is brought down. Austin in on the tackle for Saranac Lake, along with Matt Coro.
Ryan and Coro on the stop. No gain on the play. Second.
It's going to bring up a 2nd and 10 for Seton. Tight formation for the Knights. Charbonneau and Swise. Carter runs the option, turns it up the middle. He is brought down after a pickup of 3 yards on the play. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 7.
Ryan again on the stop.
In on the play for Saranac Lake is 64 Max Swinier,
Ball resting on the Saranac Lake,
along with 85 Peter Ryan. So again, another possession play for Seton. 3rd and 7. Inside 2 minutes to go. Carter wants to pass over the middle, throws it into triple coverage. The intended receiver was Brent Stephen.
Intended for Brent Stephen.
3 men on the coverage. That was a forced ball, really. Good defensive coverage by Saranac Lake. It's going to bring up a 4th and 7, and we'll see what the call is here. I think the Knights will go for it this deep in Saranac Lake territory. Liberty brings in the play. Snow brings it out.
Ball is on the Saranac
Here, it
Lake
comes out, rather.
30-yard line. Under 2 minutes to play here in the half.
Seton comes up to the line. Big play here late in the first half. Carter wants to pass. Good pursuit by the Redskin defense. Carter breaks it to the outside. Now comes back across the field, and it's going to be intercepted. Intercepted at the 4-yard line by John Burns for Saranac Lake.
Number 20, John Burns.
Carter broke it outside. Looked like he had ideas of running the football for the first down, then threw across his body back to the far side of the football field. And Burns was waiting for the ball at the 3-yard line. He picked it off. And now Saranac Lake takes over with 1:34 to go, and you have to wonder what Johnny Raymond will do here deep in their own end. Redskins come up to the line. Austin in the backfield along with Nicholas and Rizzo. Check that Burns quarterback keeper by Dudones. I think they just want to get a little breathing room here late in the half. I don't think they're going to be too worried about moving the football. I think they want to run this clock out here with 1 minute and 6 seconds to go in the first half. Seton calls timeout in hopes of getting the football back. So let's take timeout. Give Calvin Castine a break with the score. Saranac Lake 7, Seton Catholic 6. This is the high school football game of the week. Redskins come up to the line. Seton back in a prevent defense. Don't want to give up the big play. The handoff is to Austin. Austin breaks it. Austin gets out to the 25-yard line. Again, real good foot speed by Austin. He is a quick runner.
Pick up of 20, first down and 10.
First down for the Redskins as Austin picks up 20 yards on that carry. 50 seconds to go. First half. Dudones barks out the play, checks over the defense, and he's going to call a timeout.
Saranac Lake calls for timeout.
So Johnny Raymond comes out on the field to talk to his offense. Gary Ryan goes out to talk to the Seton defense. Let's take timeout. You're watching the high school football game of the week. Redskins up to the line, 41 seconds to go. Nicholas comes in motion. The give is to Austin. He's going to try the right side of the line. Austin breaks it. He's at the 40, the 45. Austin to midfield. He is brought down in the Seton backfield. Todd Kupal in on the tackle along with Al Carter. And that's a pickup of about 32 yards for Austin. And you see why he comes into this football game as the top-rated rusher in the CVAC. He is exciting with the football. Clock now rolling under 30 seconds in the first half.
If you're a Seton fan, you're probably glad there's only 20 seconds left on that clock.
Well, the way Saranac Lake is moving the football right now, I'm surprised they haven't called timeout to stop it, although I don't know if they have any timeouts left. Throw the pass outside to Austin. Austin at the 40. Austin at the 35. He's brought down. Clock is still rolling with 8 seconds to go.
Stop by Brent Stevens.
And Saranac Lake. Roy Garrett stops the clock as they move the sticks.
Brings the ball up to the Seton Knights 35-yard line.
Austin lined up wide right. Now the clock is moving. 5 seconds. Dodona sets him down. He's got to get this play off. And they're going to pass in the air. Going for Kutea wide on the left side. And it is incomplete.
Ball is incomplete.
Kupel on the coverage. And that'll be the last play of the first half, and what an excellent first half it was. This game's going to turn out to be everything we expected to be, no doubt. So the score at the end of one half of play, Saranac Lake 7, the Knights of Seton Catholic 6. You're watching the high school football game of the week on Hometown Cable.
While we're taking a few minutes, I hope this is not the team doctor on your left down there. That's Dr. Wayne Evans, but he's a veterinarian from the Moores area, so I hope he's not the Seton team doctor tonight. Before we turn the mic back to Rob Knowles, we should point out the fine job that Dormer Joe Stephen is doing there on the PA announcing position here at Bailey Avenue Field.
Let's recap first half scoring. The Knights got on the scoreboard first with 2:49 to go in the first quarter. Chris Squires kept a real long, excellent drive for the Knights by going in from the 1-yard line, made it 6-0. The Knights lined up for a point-after attempt try, and then they faked that going for 2, and that failed. Saranac Lake responded on their first possession on a 2-yard, or rather 1-yard run with 8:10 to go in the second quarter. Nicholas, 1 yard, won the extra point, and that is the difference in this ball game. As Saranac Lake leads 7-6. The Knights will kick off. Austin is back deep, and he will receive this football at the 20-yard line. Austin comes to the 30 to the 35. And he is brought down there at the 35-yard line.
Stopped on the Saranac Lake 35-yard line. Scott Murphy.
You and I talked at half, and I know you don't agree with me, Rob, but I think whoever scores first here in the second half is going to win this ball game.
Well, Calvin, based on the fact that the time of possession of these two teams, that might be a good point. Really, we saw 3 possessions in that first half. Seton had the ball for 10 minutes on their first possession, likewise for Saranac Lake on their first. And then the Knights marched down the field. Saranac Lake got the ball back with under a minute to go in the first half. So maybe you're right on that point, but I think a turnover will really be the difference in this football game. Any turnover by either team will be a really key factor, I think. And again, the first team, which defense steps up and makes a big stop, I think that'll really help them out. Flags on the play. We're going to have an illegal procedure call against the Redskins. But one thing which is certain, we're in for an entertaining second half here.
That's what you want when you've got 2 undefeated teams. You want a good game that's going to come right down to that last play of the game.
And this is what we expected, and both teams have lived up to the billing. Of course, the Knights 6-0 and the Redskins 6-0. First and 15, the illegal procedure call against the Redskins.
31-yard line.
In the backfield for the Redskins is Rizzo and Austin. They've been the workhorse. This is Rizzo, the inside handoff up the middle, and he moves forward for about 4-yard gain on the play.
Jeremy Carter on the stop.
Carter, the anchor of that Seton line, making the stop on the play. Brings up 2nd and 11 for the Redskins.
Ball resting on the Saranac Lake 35-yard line.
DeMauro wide right for Saranac Lake. In motion is Nicholas. Austin, the lone man in the backfield. The pitch is to him. He's going to try the left side. Tries to turn the corner, and a heck of a play made there by Brad Lavallee. He prevented Austin from turning the corner, and at the same time tripped him up and kept Austin from picking up big yardage. He only picks up 1 yard. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 10. And I'm sure this is exactly what Gary Ryan wanted. A long yardage situation for the Redskins. 3rd and 10. I'm sure both teams got a stern talking to from both their coaches. Nicholas comes in motion. And the handoff is to Austin. He wants to try the right side. He will be well short of a first down. Picks up 2 yards on the play. It's going to bring up 4th and a long 6 for the Redskins. They're going to have to punt.
That brings up a 4th down and 6 for the Redskins.
First punt of the game, is it not?
I believe it is.
40-yard line.
Of course, the Knights have had 4th down at least a couple of times in this ball game, and they've gone for it. They've been successful, except for the one time where Carter threw long across the field and it was intercepted at the 3-yard line late in the first half.
Austin in punt formation.
So Saranac Lake is set to punt. Charbonneau is deep for Seton Catholic. Austin does the punting. It's a good kick. Charbonneau fields the ball at the 21. He tries to bring it to the right side, but he can't get around John Burns. Heck of a play by Burns, the first man down for the Redskins, to get down and trip him up. 9:06 to go, and Seton Catholic has their first attempt here in the second half. The Knights come up to the line. Alex Carter, the quarterback. Inside handoff to Schweiss.
Chris Schweiss with the ball.
He brings the ball forward to the 27-yard line. Pickup of 3 yards on the play. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 7.
Stopped there by number 63, Ward. It's a pickup of 2 yards. 2nd down and 8.
Snow brings in the play for the Knights. Liberty comes out. Here come the Knights. Clock running, 8:10 to go, 3rd quarter. Carter sets him down. The give is to Schweiss. Schweiss over the right side. He is met at the 28-yard line. Nicholas in on the tackle. Nice play by Nicholas. And it's going to bring up a 3rd and a long 6 for the Knights.
3rd down and 7.
So as we saw Seton Catholic come out and make a stop on Saranac Lake's first possession, now the Redskins are trying to counter defensively and do the same to the Knights. Possession play here. Liberty is wide right. Carter wants to pass. It's a screen play, and it is batted down. Knights had the screenplay set up, and out of nowhere, Ryan bats that ball out of the air. Ryan goes 174 pounds. He is 6'3", just a sophomore. So now the Knights will have to punt for the first time in this ball. Oh, I take that back. Carter did have one attempt earlier in the ball game. So this is the second punt for the Knights, I believe.
There are about 5 keys out.
High snap. Carter fields it, gets it off. Wobbly kick. Redskins are going to have good field position. It goes out of bounds at about the 46-yard line of Seton.
48-yard line of Seton Catholic.
Saranac Lake, great field position. They have the ball at the 47-yard line of the Knights. Dodonez sets them down. The give is to Austin over the right side. He struggles forward for a pickup of 3. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 7. 7:10 to go. Third quarter.
Stop by number 44, Stevens.
Brent Stevens, one of the Knights linebackers, in on the stop.
Moves the ball just inside the 46.
And that's something we've seen in previous ball games with the Knights. A lot of players going both ways, both sides of the football, and you got to think this far in the season they're pretty well accustomed to that and in great shape, some of these players. Carter, Charbonneau, Stevens plays on both sides of the football. Of course, much of the offensive line does also. In motion is Nicholas. Dodonez gives the ball to Austin, breaks one tackle, struggles forward. Or that's Rizzo, excuse me. Picks up 4 yards. Fullback Rizzo with that carry. Going to bring up 3rd and 3.
Brings up a 3rd down and 3 for the Redskins. Ball on the Knights.
So a big possession play here for Saranac Lake as they look to up their lead. 6:10, third quarter. Dudonez sets them down. And this is Austin over the left side. Breaks a tackle, struggles forwards to the 38-yard line, and I think, let's check the spot.
Get out there by the valley and twice.
He's going to be short. Roy Garrett signals that he thinks it's close enough for a measurement. So we'll wait and see. Looks like they're going to bring out the sticks for a measurement here. And if the Redskins are short, you wonder what Johnny Raymond will do. Will he go for it on 4th and inches? They're at a spot on the field where be giving the Knights good field position. Do you take a punt and put the Knights deep in their own territory? Or do you attempt it and see what happens there? Redskins are short by about 5 inches. Decision time for Johnny Raymond.
I think they go for it. What do you think?
Well, you never know what Johnny Raymond will do, but I think he'll go for it also.
The 50-50 club winner will be announced.
I think they've shown that they've been able to run the football tonight, and I think they'll give it to their money man in Austin.
Fourth and inches from the Seton 37-yard line.
Big play in the ball game here. 5.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Dudonez sets him down. The inside handoff is to Rizzo.
Rizzo with the ball.
His momentum is going to get him the first down. We'll check the spot. And it's going to get him the first down, no doubt. Roy Garrett stops the clock. Johnny Raymond is not happy on the far sideline. Not happy with the spot at all. And you can hear from the Redskins fans on the far sidelines, not happy with that spot. They're going to have to bring out the sticks to measure. Johnny Raymond yelling at the referees. Well, let's see. First down, Redskins.
First down for the Redskins.
Had it by the length of the football. .5:29 to go. Third quarter, clock now rolling. Dudonez comes back from the sidelines after getting the play from Coach Raymond.
Redskins have the ball.
Greg Klaus over on the far sidelines covering this game for Press Republican. Practically in Johnny Raymond's back pocket, no doubt getting some good scoops in this ball game for the Press Republican. Full house backfield for the Knights. Nicholas goes in motion. Flags all over the place. Dudonez keeps the football. Looked like it was a busted play from the onset, and this will probably be illegal procedure against Saranac Lake.
There's a flag on the play.
We'll wait for the signal from referee Roy Garrett. This has been a well-refereed game, no doubt. The flag is against the Redskins. Penalty is declined as Dodona has lost 3 yards on the play. So it's going to bring up second, and he lost 2 yards rather, second and 12.
From the Seton Catholic 40-yard line.
The ball is at Seton's 40. Dodonez wants to pass. It's a screen for Austin. Over the right side, he breaks one tackle, slips through it. Carter chases him, and he brings him down, tripping him up from behind. Austin gets down to the 34-yard line. Pickup of 6, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and 7.
Alec Carter on the stop.
So once again, another big 3rd down play for the Redskins.
Ball on the Seton 35-yard line.
4:15, 3rd quarter.
3rd down and 7.
Kutea wide left. In motion is Burns. Dodonez wants to pass. He slips. Slips. Knee hits the ground, and it's going to bring up a 4th and 13 for the Redskins. And they're going to punt. So Dodonez wanted to scramble to the left side of the field, looking to pass the football. Kutea was the wide man on that play for the Redskins, but he slipped down, and unfortunately for the Redskins fans, it puts them now in 4th and 13, and DJ Austin is in to punt. Al Carter stands at his 17-yard line. Good snap. Punt is off. It's a high kick, and it looks like it's going to go into the end zone.
Ball goes into the end zone.
So the Knights will have the football at their own 20-yard line. You're watching the high school football game of the week on Hometown Cable. Ready? Seton with their second crack at the football here in the second half. 3 minutes, 9 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Carter sets him down. The handoff is to Charbonneau. Charbonneau up the middle. Struggles forward. He's going to pick up about 5 yards on the play. He gets out to the 25-yard line. It's going to bring up 2nd and 5. Charbonneau and Swise, the workhorses for the Knights. And we've seen teams come in to Bailey Avenue really keying on Charbonneau. I know Peru did a fine job against the Knights defensively. Osable Valley played their best football game here at Bailey Avenue in losing to the Knights 2-0 early in the season. Here comes Austin on a blitz. He's in on the tackle. Swise, the ball carrier.
Stopped there by number 63, Tom Ward.
Ward also in on the tackle for the Redskins. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 2 for Seton Catholic. Liberty brings in the play. Snow comes out. Again, excellent conditions here at Bailey Avenue tonight. Beautiful weather. Bailey Avenue jam-packed. Like we mentioned, I haven't seen this many people here since Moscow was in.
Carter, the keeper.
Al Carter keeps the football, and he turns it into a good gain. He makes it up to the 33-yard line. He picks up 5 yards on the play. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Knights. Inside 2 minutes here in the 3rd quarter. This has been an awfully fast-paced football game. When you have 2 running teams, the clock is going to be moving all the time. And we checked our watches after the first half. It appeared, Calvin, that the first half only took about 40 minutes.
Well, the ball hasn't been in the air too many times, Rob, and that's what's going to happen when they got a running game.
The Knights come up to the line. Charbonneau and Swise in the backfield. Carter wants to pass. He's going over the middle. Intended receivers LaValle. It's picked off by Burns. Burns at the 35-yard line picks the ball off, and he's tackled by LaValle. John Burns with his 2nd interception of the ball game. Nice play. He was in single coverage against LaValle. And that's something we've seen the Knights like to do in ball games we've seen here. They like to surprise teams after you think they're going to run the football at you the whole time, and then all of a sudden they spring one out, a long throw. Nice play by Burns, excellent coverage, and the Redskins will take over. They have the ball at their own 38-yard line. 1 minute and 5 seconds to go, third quarter.
I think if you're the Seton coaches, you got to keep your team from getting down right now, because had they not gotten the third down anyway, when a punt, Saranac would have got the ball right about in this spot as it was on a fourth down. So,
good point, Calvin. So really, that interception
Also in their number 57,
might have been as effective as a punt. Austin, the ball carrier on that play. No gain, brings up 2nd and 10.
From the Saranac Lake 38-yard line.
30 seconds, third quarter. 7-6 Redskins. Been an excellent football game. Rizzo, Austin in the backfield. Nicholas goes in motion. Dodonez gives the ball to Austin over the right side. He breaks it outside. He's at the 40, 45, and he is knocked out of bounds at the 48-yard line. Thought he was going to be knocked out at about the 45, and then all of a sudden a quick burst of speed, and he brings it up to about midfield. Dumas knocking him out of bounds for the Knights. But it's good enough for first down yardage, and the Redskins now have the ball at midfield.
good second effort there. You got him that extra 3-4 yards.
That'll be the last play of the third quarter. Saranac Lake is on the move, and we'll see them start out the fourth quarter with the ball at midfield. The score after 3 quarters, Saranac Lake 7, Seton Catholic 6. Set to start the fourth quarter of play. Dudona sets him down. The inside handoff is to Rizzo.
Rizzo with the ball.
Quick burst of speed forward to pick up 3 yards on the play.
Stephen, Durham, and Pulitzer on the stop.
Ball is spotted at the 47-yard line of the Knights.
Picks up 3.
Big series here for Seton Catholic. Just about a must
line.
defensive stand here. Can't allow the Redskins to go up by another touchdown. The center for the Redskins, Neil Muzzy, leads his team up to the line. Wide right is Burns, wide left is Katea for the Redskins. Dudonez wants to pass. He's looking for Katea on the left side, and it is incomplete. Nice coverage on the play by LaValle, who at the last minute dove for the football and knocked it away. So it's going to bring up a 3rd and 7 for the Redskins. They have the ball at the Knight 47-yard line. Dudonez gets the play at the sideline.
Ball on the Knight.
Big play here.
47-yard line.
Game like this, you have a lot of big plays, no doubt about it. In motion is Burns. Again, Dudonez wants to pass. He throws it out into the flank for Austin, and it is intercepted. Intercepted by the Knights.
Intercepted by Chris Wise.
Swise, the linebacker on the coverage of Austin out of the backfield. Nice play, diving in front of Austin to pick the ball off. And now they have the ball in excellent field position at their own 40-yard line. And the way the Knights have moved the football on the ground, they could really eat some time off the clock here if they can have a long possession. And then the Redskins will really be in trouble. So we'll see what the Knights can do here with the football. And the give is to Charbonneau up the middle. Charbonneau springs forward for 3. He moves the ball forward to the 44-yard line. Give him 4 yards on the play.
Pete Ryan on the stop.
Ryan in on the tackle, number 85, for the Redskins. The difference in this ball game, a Brian Munn extra point. 7-6 Redskins. Carter sets him down. Schweiss, Charbonneau in the backfield. The handoff is to Schweiss, and he is stopped at the line of scrimmage. Brought down on the play by Max Swinyer.
Number 64, Swinyer in on the tackle.
Excellent play to trip him up. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 6 for the Knights. LaValle brings into play. Snow comes out. And we'll see if Coach Carpenter decides to go to the air here. 9:40 to go in the ball game. Carter comes up to the line, checks the defense, sets him down. And he wants to pass. He's looking for Gibo. He's going long. And it is incomplete. The ball was behind him. In on the coverage was Munn. Intended receiver was LaValle, not Gibo. Gibo is 26, LaValle 28. LaValle was the intended receiver on that play, and it was just behind him. With him step for step was Munn. So it brings up a 4th down, and Alex Carter is in to punt.
Carter to punt.
Carter stands at his own 30-yard line. High snap, feels the ball, wobbly kick, lands at the 40-yard line, and then goes out of bounds at the 34-yard line of the Redskins.
Ball out of bounds on the Saranac Lake 34-yard line.
So 9:19 left in this ball game. Saranac Lake takes over. You're watching the high school football game of the week. Lake comes up to the line to bring in the football from the sidelines. Redskins have it at their own 34. Full house backfield. Rizzo, Burns, and Austin. The inside handoff is to Rizzo up the middle for 3. He brings the ball out to the 38-yard line. Make it 39. So give him 4 yards in the pickup. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 6. 9 minutes, 4th quarter.
2nd down and 5. Ball on the Seton 40-yard line. The Redskins 40-yard line.
Muzzy brings up his offensive line mates, and Dudones barks out the call. The handoff is to Austin over the left side. Pickup of a yard.
Stop there by Steven.
Good pursuit by the Knights secondary. Prevent Austin from turning the ball up the field. LaValle in on the tackle. For Seton Catholic. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 4 for Saranac Lake.
Ball on their 41-yard line.
Nicholas comes into the ball game. Burns checks out for the Redskins. Austin and Rizzo in the backfield. Rizzo goes in motion. The pitch to the left side is to Austin. He breaks one tackle and he springs forward. He's going to have a 1st down. Austin crosses midfield. He's now at the 49-yard line of the Knights, and it's good for a 1st down as referee Roy Garrett signals to move the sticks. Clock is stopped as they move the chains. 7:53 to go.
1st and 10.
Dudonen sets him down. Inside handoff. Rizzo, the carrier.
Rizzo with the ball.
Forward for 4 yards. Going to bring up a 2nd and 6, and this is exactly what Saranac Lake wants to do. Keep the ball on the ground, keep that clock moving. Long drive here will really put the Knights in a tight bind because they will not have much time to work with offensively.
2nd down and 6 for the Redskins.
And Saranac Lake also doesn't have to score.
Now that's a good point, Calvin. As we mentioned, the difference is Brian Munn's extra point. 7-6, been an excellent football game. This is Austin over the left side, showing that speed.
Austin with the carry.
You think you have him stopped in the backfield, there are no holes there, and then all of a sudden he's turning it up the field for a pickup of 5. And it's going to bring up a 3rd and 1. Player down on the field for the Knights. Not sure who it is.
We're still waiting for the 50-50 club drawing because of the large number of people here tonight.
See if Calvin can zoom in there, get a number. Well, with this, doesn't look good for the Knights, as he's really favoring that shoulder. Not a good sign. That's Politzer, Chip Politzer, number 40. As he is attended to on the Knights sidelines. We have a 3rd and 1. The handoff is to Rizzo, and he has a first down. Rizzo over the right side, off tackle play, and it's good for first down yardage. And again, they move the sticks with 6:42 to go in the football game.
Ball rests on the Seton Catholic.
There has been no scoring in the second half.
1st and 10 for
Seton Catholic scored first in this football game. Schweiss from 1 yard out made it 6-0. Seton lined up for the point after try and then faked that in an attempt to get 2, and that failed. Saranac Lake countered. Nicholas over the top, 1 yard out to score, and the extra point attempt by Munn was successful. Flag on the play. We might have a personal foul, late hit, as Austin was hit out of bounds. We'll have to check for the signal from the referee. And if that is the case, that will be a huge penalty. And really, this football game has been an excellent played football game. We have seen very few flags. And again, another Knight player is down on the sidelines. Coach Gary Ryan runs out on the field to attend to his player. They have marked off the personal foul on the Knights. Saranac Lake has the ball at the Knight 19-yard line. Still not sure who the player is down on the far sidelines. Thought we were going to get the game restarted.
Brad LaValle.
Brad LaValle, the injured player for the Knights. Second player to go down here within a minute. Pulitzer is on the sidelines. He will not re-enter into this game. LaValle gingerly walking on his left leg.
As we resume play, the Redskins have the ball. 1st down and 10 from the
important wideout for the Knights, and if they fall further behind here, they'll need him in their offensive scheme. Again, the ball is at the 19, and the handoff is to Austin. Austin up the middle, spinning.
Austin up the middle.
And he picks up, it looks like, about 6 yards. Again, they're at the far end of the field. So bear with us on the yardage and carriers and tacklers. Referees timeout on the field as they want to switch footballs. It's going to bring up 2nd and a long 3 for the Redskins. They have the ball at the 11-yard line of the Knights. 6 minutes to go in the ball game. Clock moving. Dodona's inside handoff to Rizzo. Rizzo jumps over the line of scrimmage. And we'll check the spot, see if he's close to the first down.
Stopped by Steven and Schweiss.
Referee Garrett eyeing it, and he's going to stop the clock and bring out the sticks for a measurement.
The measurement. The ball rests just inside the Seton Catholic 10-yard line.
Rob, I really appreciate the efforts that you and others volunteering your time are doing to keep Hometown Cable on the air.
For the Redskins.
I think it's very important that if high school football is going to stay on Channel 29, that the viewers let us know that they want to see this by becoming viewer patrons, by sending their $12 or more to Hometown Cable, RR1 Box 180 Champlain, New York 12919, and let us know that you want to see more football.
And off to Rizzo.
Rizzo, the ball carrier. And Calvin, I'm sure, with an exciting football game like this, what football fan could not enjoy this football game? And
the first down for the Redskins.
This has just been an excellent football game, well played on both sides. And it's been everything we expected.
Ball is on the Seton Catholic 7-yard line. 1st and goal.
We want to bring more events like this to the people of the Falcon Cable viewing area, but somebody's got to support it, and it's got to be the people who are supporting it who are going to tell us what we're going to be bringing.
1st and goal for the Redskins. Dodones gives the ball to Austin. Austin breaks it outside. He's going to score. DJ Austin into the end zone. A 9-yard run, and that puts the Saranac Lake Redskins ahead in this ball game 13-6.
All right, you've been predicting things all night. They're going to go for two. They're going to kick, get just one, looks like, huh?
I think they're going to go for one here. Then they'll be ahead by 8, and they'll force the Knights, if they do score a touchdown, to get a 2-point conversion. Munn is in to attempt the extra point. He's been pretty successful on the season. So they're going to go for the 1 point. Good snap. It's down. Kick is up and good. Just cleared over the crossbar. So that puts the Redskins up by 8 with 5 minutes and 9 seconds to go. This football game is far from over. We've seen the Knights come from behind several times. Ask Ticonderoga. Ask Peru. The Knights have come from behind several times. Now they have to do it against the best football team, or at least the Knights would obviously differ with that point. Both teams coming in 6-0. Now they have to do it against the 6-0 Redskins, and we'll see if they can.
They have to do it at least against their best football team, who are opponents. They might agree with that. I don't know how Saranac Lake is on their 2-point conversions, but a 2-point conversion there would have all but iced the game. But maybe they have more confidence in their kicking than they do in their 2-point conversions.
On the other hand, if the 2-point try fails, they remain ahead by 7 and they can lose the football game. Now the worst they can experience, I think, is a tie football game. So Johnny Raymond plays it conservative, at least on this try.
Well, they were about 18 inches away from not getting that 1-point conversion, so nothing is a sure thing. And I think I would have gambled for the 2 again, not knowing how good they are in 2-point conversions.
So Austin with the 9-yard run off right tackle puts them ahead 13-6. Munn with the extra point makes it 14-6. The Redskins lead the Knights. Redskins kickoff. It goes to Swise. He fields the ball at the 15. He's to the 30. Swise to the 35, where he struggles and is brought down at the 36-yard line.
35-yard line. Stopped there by number 32, Scott Nicholas.
The Knights come up to the line with 4 minutes and 45 seconds to go in the football game. Swise is the ball carrier. He's going to try the left side. He is brought down at the 42-yard line, knocked out of bounds. That'll stop the clock.
Austin and Nicholas on the tackle.
As they set the football.
That's a pickup of 5 on the play.
Swise picks up 5.
Knights have the ball, 2nd and 5 from their 42-yard line.
Every play important from here on out. Gibo is wide left. Of course, with LaValle on the sidelines, that takes away one of their wide-out threats. Flag on the play. We have the illegal procedure against the Knights. That'll move them back 5 yards, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and 9. Ball is now moved back to the 36-yard line of the Knights.
2nd down and 10 from their 36-yard line.
Again, Gibo lines up wide left. Wide right for the Knights is Liberty. Charbonneau, Swise in the backfield. Carter wants to pass over the middle. It is almost intercepted. Carter looked to dump that ball off to Swise, and it was batted around by the defensive line of the Redskins and almost intercepted by Peter Ryan. Clock is stopped, 4:33 to go, and it brings up a 3rd and 9. Gibo, wide left. And the Knights aren't sure of the defensive play. They had too many men on the field, and they're going to take a timeout. Johnny Raymond is not happy with his defensive squad.
Timeout.
He comes out, and he's going to give him a nice talking to, I'm sure. Let's take this timeout. You're watching the high school football game of the week. That timeout taken by the Redskins. I'm not sure if I said Knights. Nonetheless, it was a timeout on the Redskins. Chip Holzer is leaving the field, and it doesn't look good for him. Look out. Alex Carter sacked. Back at the 27-yard line. Nicholas making a huge play, and it's going to bring up 4th down and 20. And now Coach Carpenter has a decision.
Brings up a 4th and 20 for the Knights.
With 4:26 to go, I think with a 4th and 20, you have to punt this football and then make a stop defensively and use your timeouts to stop the clock and get the football back with some time left. Indeed, that's what they're going to do. Austin is back. Carter is the punter. Good snap. Carter fields it. Punt is off. It's a high kick, and it is a short kick. Takes a Seton bounce. It will stop dead at the Seton Catholic 42-yard line. 3:54 to go in this ball game. Saranac Lake, excellent field position. You're watching the high school football game of the week. Redskins are up to the line. Full house backfield. They'll give this to Austin. Austin over the left side picks up 4 yards. Clock is moving with 3.5 minutes to play.
Stop on the play by Lamora. Pick up a 3 on the play. Ball on the Seton Catholic 40-yard line.
Give Austin 3 yards on that carry. He's going to bring up a 2nd and 7, and the ball is at the Knight 40. Dodones gives to Austin. They trip each other up in the backfield. Struggles to get back to the line of scrimmage. Is going to bring up a 3rd and 7, and the Knights are going to call timeout.
Seton Catholic calls a timeout.
And a wise timeout here by the Knights, as they must stop them on the next play, and then they'll get the football back. And albeit they're not going to have the football in very good field position. So
41-yard line.
3rd and 8 for the Redskins. Dodones sets him down. Nicholas comes in motion. The pitch is to Austin. He's going to try the right side. Got a string of blockers ahead of him. He turns the corner, and he is knocked out of bounds at the 36-yard line. He'll be well short of a 1st down.
Brent Steven and Chris Wise on the play.
It's going to bring up a 4th and 4.
It brings up a
and
4th
Austin
down and 4.
Oh, Dodones comes back into the huddle.
On the 36-yard line of the Knights.
The Redskins are going to go for it as Dodones comes back into the huddle. 2:49 to go as the clock is stopped as the ball carrier Austin was knocked out of bounds. The Redskins convert here. The ball game's over. Nicholas goes in motion. And the give is to Austin. Austin tries it outside, and he's brought down. He's going to be short. The Knights will get another chance at the football. They will take over at their own 37-yard line. Well, they'll have it 1st and 10. Gibo is wide left for the Knights. Carter wants to pass. Quick inlet to Gibo, and they're playing the hook and ladder. Charbonneau at the 50. Charbonneau 45. He's brought down at the 43-yard line. So there it is again. Last week in our hometown cable game of the week, we saw Plattsburgh High School use the hook and ladder for the decisive touchdown in that ball game. And here we see the Knights pull the hook and ladder out of the old trick bag for a good gainer. 2 minutes and 25 seconds to go. Carter wants to pass to the right side. It is complete to LaValle, who is checked back into the ball game for 5 yards. But that keeps the clock moving. Flag on the play. A flag on the play, and we might have a personal foul against the Redskins. We'll have to check and see. Referee Roy Garrett will make the call. They mark it off, and it's a big one. 15-yard personal foul against the Redskins. The Knights now have the ball at the 25-yard line. Dead ball foul, personal foul against the Redskins. The clock is moving with 2:15 to go in the football game. Carter passes to the outside. Complete. The hook and ladder again. The ball is loose. The ball is loose, covered by Jibo. He falls on it at the 33, and they're going to lose. They're going to lose close to 10 yards on the play. They lose 8 on the play, and that might be going to the well once too often. There's no way. Jibo should have pitched that ball. He was being tackled as he tried to pitch back to Charbonneau. 1:40 to go. Carter wants to pass. Going over the middle, it is complete to Steven. Steven breaks a tackle. He's down to the 21-yard line where he stopped. The clock is stopped with 1:30 to go as they'll move the sticks. Or no, he's short, excuse me. Didn't get the first down. He's short of the first down. 3rd and 7. 1:12 to go in the football game. Carter brings him up to the line. Jibo wide left. LaValle wide right. The pass is to Jibo. Jibo down to the 11-yard line. 1 minute to go in the football game.
Jibo with the reception.
They spot it at the 12, and Roy Garrett moves the sticks. 12-yard line, 1 minute to go in this football game. Seton Catholic trying to pull another one out of the fire. They trail by 8. The clock is rolling with 55 seconds. Here comes a blitz. Carter dumps it off to Swise. Swise at the 15. He fumbles the football. Saranac Lake recovers. And there it is. That's what we had looked at, Calvin, the big turnover. And Seton Catholic with an unbelievable drive to move the football. And the Saranac Lake Redskins will take over. And they will kill this clock. Redskins will simply kneel down, kill this clock. Didonez takes the snap, kneels down.
Takes the snap, kneels down.
The Knights had really been moving the football as Saranac Lake was giving them a lot of room off the line of scrimmage. And the sudden turnover by Swise and clock rolling. Saranac Lake is going to win this football game, and it's been an excellent football game. A well-played game, both sides.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've been treated to one heck of a ball game here tonight on both sides.
As we take a look at the Saranac Lake sidelines, their fans absolutely going crazy. Rewarding their football team, and the Redskins storm onto the field. And the game of the season, both teams coming in 6-0, has been won by the Saranac Lake Redskins. Final score, Redskins 14, Knights 6. We'll be back with a final word. You're watching the high school football game of the week. Well, we've seen one heck of a football game here tonight at Bailey Avenue. Let's recap the scoring. Seton Catholic scored first. 2:49 left in the first quarter. Chris Swise dove over from the 1-yard line, making it 6-0. Seton lined up for the point after try, faked it, tried to get the 2-point conversion and failed, so it was 6-0. Saranac Lake responded on their next drive. Nicholas, going over the pile from 1 yard out, makes it 6-6. They attempt the point after. Munn is successful, 7-6 Saranac Lake. At the half, they went to hear their coaches give them rousing speeches, I'm sure, as we saw. Excellent second half. It was 7-6, the Redskins. Both teams came out. Third quarter, no scoring. Fourth quarter, the only score of the second half. DJ Austin, a 9-yard run from the 9-yard line, first and goal from the 9. He made it 13-6, and Munn again, the point after try was successful, 14-6, Saranac Lake, and that was the final score. An excellent football game. Certainly both teams can be proud. Unfortunately, when you enter a game like this, the sad thing is when you have two fine football teams like this in a big game, one of them always has to lose. And for the Knights, who have pulled a lot of games out of the fire this season, we mentioned down in Ticonderoga against Peru here at Bailey Avenue, a game we saw in the hometown cable game of the week. they were able to pull a lot of games out of the fire, and unfortunately, they just weren't able to pull this one out for the Knight fans. They had moved the football real successfully down the field, and poor Chris Wise, who had an excellent football game running the football out of the fullback spot for the Knights, just come back off an injury, played last week, and 100% finally this week for the Knights. And he really had an excellent football game, and it's too bad that he had that misfortune there on the last play for the Knights. But an excellent football game for Swise, excellent football game for Alex Carter. On the Redskins side, give credit to Austin. We knew he was going to run the football, and he did tonight. And he is an excellent back, by far the best we've seen. Well, not by far the best, because Charbonneau certainly ranks right up there. Brandon McDonald has had some great games for Plattsburgh High School. But an excellent night for Austin, no doubt. So we've seen an excellent football game, Calvin. Really great fans tonight. Excellent turnout. Great conditions. Really a great game.
Yeah, I think so. I think you didn't have any, you said great fans. I think that kind of summed up the fans. They were very polite. You know, everybody wanted their side to win, but you didn't hear anybody berating the other team. Or it was, I think, a good game for fan-wise, too. I think if these two teams played again, it would be a toss-up. I don't think there's a dominant team out there tonight. I think it's two evenly matched clubs, and next time they meet, it could go either way again, but they won't meet again this year, that's for sure.
So Saranac Lake moves to 7-0. The Knights follow 6-1. Next week, Hometown Cable will be back here at Bailey Avenue as we present the Plattsburgh High School Hornets and the Peru Indians. Should be a heck of a football game here next week as well. So we hope you've enjoyed tonight's telecast from Bailey Avenue Field. Once again, the final score, Saranac Lake Redskins 14, Seton Catholic Knights 6. For Calvin Castine, who's been on camera, I'm Rob Knowles. Have a good night, everybody, and keep watching Hometown Cable.